What up, it's Chris from Lazy Lemon and UpandLoaded.com. EA. EA. When you put those two letters together in that order, you have a lot of feelings. At least I do. That's Electronic Arts. They are the publishers and developers of games like Battlefield, FIFA, Madden, Mirror's Edge, Dead Space, etc. And Respawn Entertainment. Think about them. There's not as much of a catalog to look at, but you have Titanfall, Titanfall 2, and unannounced Star Wars game. Untitled Star Wars game. These are the guys that created Call of Duty. You know, they started Infinity Ward under Activision. Or Activision ended up buying them, something like that. Anyway, Activision ended up firing these guys, Vince and Jason, and they started Respawn Entertainment. I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, EA is now buying Respawn Entertainment for hundreds of millions of dollars. And man, that sucks. That sucks. If you play Titanfall 2, you got a great game. You got a game with a huge, very praised campaign and a highly praised multiplayer. And I feel like that is going the way of the dodo right now. Because EA is going to be buying Respawn for like $300 something million plus up to like $140 million in bonuses. Things are not looking good for Respawn, at least as far as I'm concerned. You know, there's this whole PR talk going on with the heads of Respawn and EA's heads. So, you know, this is just good. This is good news because EA and Respawn, they just want to make bigger, better games. That's what they kept emphasizing. You know, we want to make bigger games. If you play Titanfall 2, you know that's a big game. It's a big game created essentially by an independent studio. Now, EA, I'm sure, forked over a lot of cash for Titanfall 2, but they also screwed over Titanfall 2 by releasing it 1 week after Battlefield 1 and 1 week before Call of Duty whatever the fuck. That's how EA rolls. So Titanfall 3, I'm sure is happening. This Star Wars game, I'm sure is happening. This VR game that Respawn is working on for the Oculus is still happening. But it's all under the EA umbrella officially now. EA owns it. And one of the things I really liked about Titanfall 2 was that there was no season pass. You got all new maps, new characters, if you will, weapons, whatever, if they did come out. Everything new was free, except the cosmetics, like skins. So you could pay for extra skins, but that was totally not the EA way. EA now looks at this industry as mobile plus. So you have your smartphone, right? You have your smartphone games, you download those games for free, and you could either be a whale or you could not be a whale. And a whale is somebody that constantly is forking over spending money on bullshit. Whatever it is. Maybe it's cards, maybe it's gems, levels, points, whatever it is. It's just somebody that constantly spends money on something that was initially free in the first place, right? So EA has been looking at the console industry as the mobile industry, where you can still attract and actively seek these whales, but you charge everybody $60 plus tax for the right to even get into that process where you're possibly a whale. If you're a whale, I both feel bad for you and I'm both angry at you as well because you are ruining this industry. Anyway, I say that because Titanfall 2 was very antithetical to what EA was at the time. So you have Battlefield 1, which is very much promoting things like loot boxes. And you have Call of Duty, which is very much promoting things like loot boxes. And you have so many games. Assassin's Creed, even freaking Rocket League. You have so many games. Shadow of War. You have all these games that promote loot boxes, which are just there to get you to spend more money. Developers, publishers say, you know, they're there for the person that doesn't have all this time to spend playing this game. Why don't they have that time? Because you made the game a goddamn grind. You made it a goddamn grind to get through. So you say, oh, if you don't have the time to get through this fucking slog of a game, you can, I don't know, pay us $10, pay us $50. You could get through that game a lot quicker. Well, if I need to get through your game, it's not a lot of fun, right? You purposely designed your game to be less fun. And that is what I'm worried about for the future of Respawn Entertainment. Because Titanfall 2 was antithetical to that. They said, yeah, no. We will sell you some microtransaction bullshit, which they did, through skins. I remember back in the day, skins were this free thing. You could unlock through cheat codes or just unlock through progressing through the game, whatever. But it was something you could get, you could attain. You didn't need to spend extra money on top of. Now you do, even in Titanfall 2. But Titanfall 2 was good in the fact that it kept it limited to that. It was all visual. It was all aesthetic. There was nothing that was going to give you an advantage. You couldn't pay to win, a la Battlefront 2. So I'm kind of worried about that. When I read this article on Polygon, and I've read it multiple times at this point, my biggest impression is that, yeah, dudes just collected a huge check. Probably everybody at Respawn, and I believe it was about 205 employees as of right now, and they're going to be hiring more because, bigger is better. All those people are going to be getting paid, I'm assuming. I know 2 people are, and that's the 2 co-founders of Respawn. If there's a $140 million bonus, these dudes are getting paid. Getting paid. And they're saying, don't worry, we're still Respawn. We're just doing this to make it better. Nah. I mean, there's like an optimistic part of me that wants to believe that. But then there's also the part of me that looks at EA's history, where they shut down and kill developer after developer after developer. In this case, I see EA looking to the future. And the future to EA is games as a service, which means loot boxes. Loot boxes, loot boxes, loot boxes. They want whales. And they want a developer that can successfully give that to them. I feel like the Star Wars game Respawn has been working on is already developed around that model. Because the Star Wars game canceled by Visceral, the Dead Space guys that were just fired a couple weeks back. That game was going to be a single-player, Uncharted-style game, like Star Wars 1313 was supposed to be. But EA said, no. According to, our surveys, that's not what people want. People want a game that they can come back to constantly and blah, 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 which means pay us more money. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't know. I'm kind of mad about this, if you haven't noticed. I'm kind of mad. So, that's where EA is going. EA is going towards this games as a service model. And I feel like the Respawn heads have just, they said, okay, if I can cash in, make millions and millions and millions of dollars doing so, why wouldn't I? And, they can keep saying all they want about how, this is just to make games bigger. But I feel like Titanfall 2 was a pretty big game. And I don't know how big these games really need to be in order to achieve a vision that these developers are claiming to seek. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'll say this right now. I could be completely wrong. And the intents on Respawn and EA are completely pure. And all they want to do is make amazing, huge games. But right now, no, I don't believe that at all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about EA buying Respawn Entertainment? I thought it was kind of cool that Respawn was able to be published by EA, but still be their own thing and go to whoever they wanted at the end of the day. No more. No more. EA now has a very talented group of people that they can use to create and mine whales. Not the best wording, but you understand my point. I am not very thrilled with this idea. Generally speaking, if EA buys a studio, I'm not going to be thrilled. Respawn in particular, because they were started, under my impression, as a different thing. They were started to be free. Free, like Platinum. Platinum is a free developer. They're a publisher, they're a developer for hire, a gun for hire. And I kind of got that impression from Respawn, but not anymore, right? EA now owns them right after they fired so many people at Visceral and their Star Wars game. I'm not too happy. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below. What do you think about EA buying Respawn, developers of Titanfall, and this new Star Wars game? And, the same company that just said, developing games is hard, so we're going to fire a bunch of people that were working really hard on a single-player, narrative-driven experience. Comment section below. You know what to do. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.